Lightning, lightning.
Previously on Spawn Adventures, we hung out and explored the scenic town of Stewart, BC. Then headed north and completed our third goal of taking a ride to the top of the province. Rolling on into the Yukon. Only having the time to skim the surface of this territory, we headed east to Watson Lake.
Heading down the main strip, we immediately spotted something on our left. A very serious amount of signs.
As we found out, this place was filled with signs from all over the world, brought by travelers from their homes since 1942.
It began when a U.S. soldier was spending time in the area, recovering from an injury. A commanding officer had asked him to repair the directional signpost, and when he completed the job, he added one more, pointing to the direction of his own hometown.
The trend caught on, and now there's over 77,000 signs in what is now called the Signpost Forest.
So many signs.
Next time through, we'll have to add our own.
Looping back south into BC, we took the Alaska Highway.
Now this may come as a surprise to most people out there. The Alaska Highway had some beautiful scenery, but as we found out as motorcycle riders, it was boring to ride on. Better hope you have a comfortable bike. I was actually thankful for many of the sections to be in such poor condition. With many large sections in a state of ongoing repairs, you really had to keep on your toes. Endlessly, it went from pavement to gravel. Pavement, then gravel, and often turned to gravel right when a nice swooping corner was coming up. And that wasn't the only hazard on the road.
Yeah, you better watch out for animals.
A bison?
A bison? Woo! Check it out! Gonna go see a bison. Gonna go see a bison. Oil. He's kind of looking at me. Hey, bud.
We later came across an entire herd. It was pretty intimidating to be near so many of those guys just on a bike. Those things are awesome, but when their huge heads look over at you, you want to get moving.
Not stopping this time. Nope. No way. More horses. We couldn't help but to feel bad for these guys.
When we walked closer, we realized that some of them had their front legs shackled together. They could only walk slowly or hop on their front legs. They were free to roam, but clearly not free at all. This was obviously done by their owners to keep them in the area, but we still didn't like it.
It'd be like hopping on a sporty bike and taking off on a glorious trip across the country, and then finding out the thing couldn't shift out of first gear. Talk about a serious bummer. It was getting later in the day, so we started searching for a good place to camp.
So we're about like right here then.
So we gotta be somewhere along here. Now as soon as we get to
past the river, we must be like right here.
Yeah, so the river's been on our left.
So yeah, we must be like right down here.
Yeah.
And then
So right now the river must be on our right. And so it's behind the woods over here. And now we're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna hit McDonald campground, and then we have
there's nothing
flats.
there. No, that's a viewing point.
Oh right. Oh, that's Strawberry Flats.
Good.
Okay.
That's good.
Neutral. Neutral now. go. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
That haze in the sky is still the smoke from the BC fires, reaching all the way up here. We found that it kind of spoiled a lot of the views on this trip, especially at night.
Moto Lake. Time to set up camp. We are now in northeastern BC at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. This was a pretty sweet spot.
The water was freezing cold, but so refreshing after being trapped in our riding suits all day.
It was a calm night, and we figured we'd just settle in, eat dinner, hang out, otherwise just relax for the night.
Boy, were we wrong.
Yours is in there.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Mine I can work.
As long as it's a night.
Where's it?
Where's what?
The thing you wanted.
Up north in the mountains like this, the weather systems can be unpredictable and crazy intense. A thunderstorm came in fast from the south.
Giant. There's like a huge lightning storm outside.
There it is, there.
Lightning. This is really nerve-wracking. Okay, you guys saw that.
The boats were racing to the other side of the lake to avoid the rapidly developing storm. We were feeling very exposed out on the shore of the lake and started to wonder how at risk we were of being struck by lightning. The lightning and thunder rolled closer and closer. It was definitely heading our way.
That means it's getting closer.
The rain became heavy, pounding on the tent furiously. The wind grew, and as it did, it began tearing up the pegs on one side of the tent. The lightning became constant, and you could see it striking areas all around us. We were right in the middle of it. We would have never assumed that the weather would have turned like this, and I'd only mildly staked it down. I'm thankful we replaced the old tent when we did. The design of this tent is much stronger than our last one, and this unexpected situation might have left us way worse than it did.
I gotta admit, it was pretty scary. When the lightning is striking all around you, you never know if the next strike is going to be in the tree right next to your tent. It's not like we had a truck to take shelter in.
You gotta laugh it off a bit now, huh? No. It's going catatonic. The night rapidly calmed. We settled into our sleeping bags and found a way to take our minds off the seriousness of the evening and on to something seriously stupid and funny, but mostly stupid and silly. Kinda dumb, made us laugh, but mostly stupid. It had some funny parts. The next morning was warm from the very beginning. The haze remained, but there's enough beauty around to easily make up for it. We started the day off slow, real slow. Then we played a fun game of skipping rocks called Don't Hit the Pillion. Next was our other favorite activity.
idea that this was going to be our last good riding day.
This turned out to be our last fuel stop this trip.
We found a nearby campsite and settled in.
The course of a journey can change in a second. This is what amounts to an adventure. You're not supposed to see it coming. It may not always be as glorious as you would hope. The next morning, I stumbled towards a trailer. To avoid knocking the bike over, I twisted to the side and threw my back out. This was painful, and I could barely lift the bike off the side stand. Once riding, I discovered I couldn't hold the weight of the bike if we came to a stop. So we rode, non-stop, 250 kilometers, to the Dawson Creek Hospital. I slid off the bike in significant pain. Got checked in and checked out. Aaron. It was a significant muscle sprain to the lower back and wasn't able to be riding for at least a week. We didn't have the budget or the time for that. An awesome guy pushed the bike to a side road for us. Another awesome guy offered to drive us and all of our gear to a local hotel. That's twice awesome for those counting. And we're not done yet. We checked into a hotel and made a few phone calls. Turns out the additional motorcycle insurance I took out covered this very type of situation. The next day, I received a call that confirmed it. All of our expenses will be covered. We'll have several days to hang out while I heal up enough for the flight home. Also covered. Everything was covered. This was cause for a celebration.
We spent our time making the best of life without the bike. Dinner's out, buckets of frozen yogurt, rock climbing, and a lot of swimming.
When I felt up for it, we rented a car. I went to go thank the nice man and his wife for helping us out. We cleaned up the bike and prepared it for its trip home. We decided to spend the last night exploring and headed for the mountains. With an energetic spirit and a positive attitude, the adventure will always continue. The moments that are unplanned are not moments to waste, and it's these situations that are remembered forever. With the right person by your side, you can make any situation awesome.